Hey guys, this video is going to go over converting decimals to fractions. So if I give you a decimal like this, I'm going to show you how to write it as a fraction. Alright, the first thing that's going to be helpful is if when you're trying to turn a decimal into a fraction is if you know your place values. So this is my whole number, and then here's my decimal. The first place after the decimal, that's called the tenths. The second is the hundredths. Then it's the thousandths, and then the 10,000ths, and then so on from there. We're usually not going to give you a decimal much bigger than that. So first thing, you just need to know how to read a couple decimals. So if I give you this one, 5.8, the correct way to read that is 5 and, wherever the decimal is, you usually say the word and, 8, and then you have to think, well, what place is that in? That's in the tenths, so it's 5 and 8 tenths. Okay, if I wanted to read this one, 3.42, I would read it as 3 and 42. This is in the hundredth spot, so 3 and 42 hundredths. Okay, why don't you try reading this one? Okay, correct way to read it is 4 and 735 thousandths. All right, so now if you can read that, you can change a decimal to a fraction. So let's just start with this one, 0.34. Okay, the correct way to read that is 0 and 34. This is the hundredth spot. So if you say 34 hundredths, you just write it as 34 over 100 because it was hundredths. Okay, if I had this one, 0.6, I'm going to read that as 0 and 6 tenths. That's in the tenth spot, so I'll write it as 6 tenths. Now I should try to always simplify it. So I could divide by 2, I get 3/5. All right, so you should always try to simplify. Same thing up here. I could divide by 2. I get 50 and 17. Okay, so just always make sure you simplify. Now, you might have a whole number one like this, 1.25. If I do that one, that whole number is, I write it big, so 1 and 25, and then this is the hundredth spot, so it's over 100. Again, I can simplify, divide by 25, so I still get 1 and 1/4. All right, why don't you try these three? Okay, push pause, try these, and then push play when you want to see them. Okay, the first one, it's 35, and then this is in the hundredth spot, so hundredths. Then you should simplify it. The second one is 2 and 27 hundredths. The third one is 1 and 7. It's in the 10th spot, so 1 and 7 tenths. All right, so that's how you can change a decimal to a fraction.